crazy. Here we are.
Welcome to I Freaking Love Comics, also known as IFLC. I am Reese One. I'm joined by my co-owners, Robo Strange and Judah Rad. How y'all doing this week?
How good. Where's
Good.
the name tags on this thing?
Is it because we've got a comment up? Hang on. So
Oh,
there we go.
There they are. Nice.
Okay, we can go on the show.
I had no idea what I was going to call myself.
Right? What was my name? Okay, so Miracle Man is here as well from Not Near Mint. Hi, Miracle. How you going?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me again, guys. Always a pleasure to be here.
You are basically like a brother of the show now. Is that what do we call you?
I love that. That's that. I'll take that. That's the one.
All
I'll
right,
take.
great.
Brother of the show.
Not enough. Yeah.
It's not enough.
This is my first time in this corner, and I kind of like it because I got.
Wow.
this
Who
right
put
here.
Judah up there? Who put Judah up there?
Yeah.
All right. We've got three super special guests today. We're going to be talking to all three of them about three different titles. So please stick around. Give all of these titles a go. They are all fantastic and all worth your time. These are very different. Different offerings that we have for you today. So it's going to be interesting talking through the three separate ones. I'm thinking that we should start with Aubrey. So maybe if I get Robo to throw up and the Meek shall inherit the earth.
Real quick, not to steal your thunder, but do you wanna throw up the main Kickstarter real quick? I mean,
Me?
I'll do it, but do you want to talk to it real quick? Yeah.
Aubrey or
who did you want to?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot there's like 87 people on the screen. Ree, do you? Let's I'm gonna pull up. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull this bad boy up right here. So
yeah. So
ready?
Aubrey, if you
Ready,
feel
set,
comfortable, talking through the Kickstarter, we just want to know essentially like the concept of the title, like how you got the idea, your background in comics. If you could let us know about that, that'd be great.
Yeah. So my comic specifically is called "And the Meek Shall Inherit the Earth." It's I think 8 pages, and I don't know. I like showing that strength comes in different packages, and so the story is kind of about a woman who enters a place where she may not be as strong, but it's kind of that post-apocalyptic thing. But she's going to show her strength in different ways and take out the bad guys who are in charge of this area. You know.
Wait.
Let's go back to the.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Let's go up a page.
We need that
Okay.
page. Feather up.
Oh yeah. That's me.
I'm gonna put this up so I don't distract you. I was going through the picture.
You're good.
All right. Aubrey, please continue.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can't remember exactly where the story came from, but I like dealing with power comes in different packages because a lot of the media I grew up was, Power's the kick-ass guy who's gonna, defeat the villain, and I didn't have. I mean, we had female characters represented that way here and there, but they often had to have like a side of sexy, and so
Absolutely. Yeah.
a lot of the stories I write are kind of that way. That like, yeah, she can be sexy if sometimes the situation calls for sexy, but not always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so,
like just written like a man, but a woman.
Yeah,
I know. What a crazy
weird,
concept.
right? So, and I might say his last name wrong, but the artist Shake is like, he's just so talented. Like he showed me the pencils when he had them, and I was just blown away by seeing the vision I'd written on the page come to life in the art. And this will be my first comic that's published.
Congratulations.
And so, yeah, it was really exciting to get to follow through the whole thing and see. There's nothing more exciting than seeing your story.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to get to follow through the whole thing and see. There's nothing more exciting than seeing your story. It's really exciting.
Your vision come to life.
Get to follow through the whole thing and see. There's nothing more exciting than seeing.
Why is that happening? Is everyone getting that?
I'm gonna pretend it wasn't me, and I'm gonna go, what? Oh, it's gone now. I don't know what it was either.
It must have been my fault. I'm the
in my
noob.
head. Yeah, that's right.
And it's just been a joy to work on this. Like I binged all of Death, Love, and Robots because that's what Anthony said was his kind of inspiration for this.
Amazing.
So good.
And
amazing show.
it was so easy to come up with a concept once I'd seen that. I was like, oh, this is so cool. And some of the stories, mine's a little bit more inspirational, like hopeful, but some of the stories are a lot more dark. And so it has a little bit of everything for everybody.
Which Love and Death and Robots story inspired you the most?
Oh, gosh, it's been a while since I watched that now.
The giant spider one gave me like nightmares. That's what I'm asking.
They were all freaky. Like I don't know. I liked the really violent one. It took me past my comfort zone, but like with the monsters fighting in the ring, I can't remember the name of it. But that it took me way past my comfort zone. But I did not like, as a writer, you often see twists coming, and I did not see that twist coming at all.
Yeah.
Is that something you try and emulate in your own work? Like you try and take people by surprise? Like what's your main goal as a creator?
I always love a good twist, but I think not just a twist that the audience doesn't anticipate, but a twist that other writers, editors, and other creatives are not going to anticipate is the harder goal. But that's the goal I'd like to strike, is like surprise an editor or surprise another writer who was like, oh, I was expecting this and you went this way. So
hell yeah.
Nice.
I like that.
Awesome.
So how did you get into like what like drew you into this world, into this medium?
So probably, oh my gosh, it's almost a decade now. Probably like 7 years ago. I know. I went to a fiction, like a workshop that they had a writer, and then they had Kelly Sue DeConnick, and I thought I'll sit on her first day, and then I'll go to the novel writer, because
What an amazing first day! Holy
and
shit!
Instead, I stayed with Kelly Sue the whole time, and I just huge fan of her work. Went to that workshop, and it just completely changed the course of my life. So
that's so cool.
That's what got me in.
That's amazing. Awesome. How do you feel about Bitch Planet? Is that one of your favorites?
I love Bitch Planet. I don't have it next to me here, but I do have a Pretty
Deadly. Shit,
so,
nice. Yeah. I talked about Pretty Deadly, sorry to derail us a little bit, but like that was a twice read for me. Have you ever had something where, so my experience reading it the first time, I'm like, I don't get it, right? I don't understand it. And then I reread it and loved it. So do you have experiences like that as a creator where you like make something and you're like, it's not that great, but then it is great? Like how was your experience creating this first comic? I guess is my question.
Definitely. You definitely have stuff that like, I mean, I have several concepts that you come back to that you first are like, this isn't working. And I think Neil Gaiman's talked a lot about that. Like sometimes you write something and it's just not where it needs to be, or you're not where you need to be as a creator. And I don't think I could have written this story the way I did 5 years ago, even though I would have wanted to. So I think there's definitely moments like that. And I've definitely had stuff where I've tried to read it once and couldn't. And then you go back through and you're like, oh, this is so good. I don't know how I missed this the first time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Before we throw it around to other creators, I just want to ask the boys, do you have any questions?
Well, the only thing that I was thinking of, so there is a little blurb on the Kickstarter that some of it's not done, right? So I was able to get bits and pieces from one. We'll go to Adam next because he has a whole story there on what I got. But for yours and Matthew's, like lettering's not there, so a lot of the dialogue's not there. What is you talked about it a little bit, but just from what I saw from the paneling, it looks like it's going to be some cool shit. What's the pacing going to be like once the dialogue gets in there? Is it going to be like action-y or what?
Definitely action-y. Like it takes a couple pages to work up to that because of the how it twists. But yeah, definitely action-y. I love action, adventure, fantasy, sci-fi, all that stuff. So
hell yeah.
I like when you can definitely tell where the story's going without words too. So like you were talking about how much you liked your artist. I was like, yeah, you can tell because I'm excited for the story just looking at the art because I can tell like this miming going on and I'm like, I want words on it.
How was that collaboration? So I'd imagine a lot of it was probably remote. Was your paneling like more like directive, or did it leave more room for the artist to kind of panel and collaborate themselves?
He's asking, did you Alan Moore it with 27 pages?
Right.
So I always try to give like a good description of what's in my head, but I also I'm certainly not like an artist, but I've done like a little bit of graphic design and stuff like that. So I try not to be too controlling and and because I know they're gonna think of something cooler. And there were a few panels that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than I pictured. Like, but yeah, I do like the description, like I can't remember which style that is, but the description and like the whole layout formatting thing. So I try to be detailed but still flexible because it's a collaborative thing. You can't like force anybody into your vision, and if you are, you're sacrificing the awesome vision of the artist. So
Right.
Well
Awesome.
said. Nice.
Cool.
All right, should we throw up the next title?
Yeah, Miracle Man.
We shot.
Oh yeah, Miracle Man. Sorry, did you have any questions for Aubrey before we?
No, I did not prepare any, so I feel very out of place.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Just
Actually,
normally-
I do have one that I usually like to ask my guests on my show, and Aubrey, if you could arm wrestle any comic creator through history, who would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. I would still arm wrestle Kelly Sue DeConnick just to have more time to speak with her because she's fun. She's so badass.
Yeah.
So,
But do you think you'd win?
Yeah. Do you think you'd win?
I don't know.
That's important.
I'm tall. I'm 5'9".
She looks strong.
So I might be able to do it, but I don't know. She looks like she might beat me.
I mean, that's a gun show. I feel like you have a chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
And really,
Good answer too.
I hate to make this too serious, but it's really about leverage and
what you women need to understand is that
arm wrestling is when you really have to hold it like.
I would like
Don't
to point
be
out
afraid to cheat.
That's right.
Right. Sylvester Stallone also told us in the 80s that it's also very important that you wear a ball cap and that you turn it backwards right before you get serious. So if you can do that,
well, that's
think you
when
can
right.
Right.
You're like, okay.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's when the music starts playing. All right.
I'm gonna throw up. Oh well, Robo's gonna throw up Darkstorm, which is Adam's title. Adam. Damn, this made me feel emotion. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll admit I do gravitate towards queer relationships in fiction. And immediately as I saw this couple, I was like, I hope they're happy. I don't know if I can say, I can say that my wish came true, but I was definitely invested.
Spoilers, so
yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but it's beautiful, is all I can say.
Thank you.
How was the process of writing it?
So yeah, this one was like, I'm not someone who's necessarily into a lot of end of the world type stuff. Like sometimes it interests me, sometimes it doesn't. And so like this one, like originally I was writing a longer story and I planned it like months ago. I was starting to work on it, and then it just sort of fell to the back burner. And so when Anthony came up with like this, I was like, oh, I have something that I think is really interesting. Because originally, like the idea for it was just, it was storming one day. And I went, what would like the world be like? So I started looking into that.
yeah.
That's cool.
Spoiler, it's not a great world.
I remember reading that in what's that book? The Bible. I did read that.
Right.
Is that an indie comic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Image or something.
Creator funded. Yeah. One thing I like about this is right out the gate, I don't have to wait for the dark storm. It's like right there. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Sell it right away.
So this one is one that definitely. So it's kind of not fair, right? Because this is the complete one, right? So we're waiting for letters for the other ones. I didn't get dialogues for some, but this one you have the whole thing. So without spoilers, so we keep saying without spoilers, but the book is called "Producing the End of the World." So spoilers, it's going to be sad. It's not going to be like fun, like cheery stuff, right?
I might have given that away.
No. I don't think it's really a spoilers, but it's like as we're going through this, as you're writing these kind of stories, are they hard to write? And this for all three of you guys. Is it hard to kind of like when you're done with this, like, oh, that's depressing. You know what I mean?
I'm a millennial. That's all we think about.
It is a weird process of like, especially because like doing the research for it, and it's basically like, okay, like what would this world look like? And it's just like, yeah, it would be death, and just a lot of really horrible death, and like, okay.
True.
And it's weird because like your mental state fluctuates, and so some days you're feeling happier and you're trying to write it, and you're like, I don't know if I'm in the place for this.
Right.
I can
Kind of
imagine.
throwing me
Yeah.
off.
Hey, blur without views in the chat.
That's actually a question that I'll lead into with that, because I create, but not like commercially. I just do it for my own enjoyment. But I do find like I have to be in certain mindsets to write certain things. Like I can't be too vulnerable if I'm writing, something super intense. What advice would you give to like budding writers that are producing really emotional content and like also balancing some semblance of sanity? Like how do you manage to do that?
Yeah, it's tricky, and I think that there's definitely no right answer for anyone. Like my thing is usually the moment I hit a point where I'm like, okay, I'm in too deep, or I'm like having trouble to focus, I just go for a walk, put in music, I found I have different playlists for stories and stuff, but I try to like do the opposite of what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So when I'm real like feeling down, I'm like, okay, real indie pop kind of soundtrack, that's what I'm going to go with.
Sweet.
And then the moment it's like, okay, I'm feeling too happy, we're going to go dark. And I try to just level it out that way.
The yin and yang, the balance of the universe. Yeah, nice.
I can
And
only
then,
imagine because like the writing is, you talk about writing and creating, so I gotta be in the mood for it. I'm the same with reading because I don't write, and I'm like, so the reading of it is like sometimes I'll see a book, I'm like, I cannot read that right now. I gotta be in a space, headspace for it. So yeah, that's awesome.
I get that way with shows and stuff.
Exactly.
Just like, oh, I want to watch this, but I can't do it now.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Protect your mental health for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Judah, do you have any questions before I shift us around again?
I really just that page that we were just looking at. I like the panel to panel flow and how you kind of establish the setting and then kind of zoom us in a little bit. Is that when you're writing these? Do you write like from a this is how I want it to look sense first, or is that kind of like something that happens after you've like scripted or conceptualized the story?
Do you care if I go to the second page, or is that too much?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we were given the okay for the first 4 pages.
Yeah.
First four.
Right.
Thank you.
That's good
Always
stuff.
worth asking, right? Yeah. So immediately from this page, I'm already invested, which was really stupid on my part, I'll admit. But how do you write genuine dialogue? Because we've talked to writers before that they talk to themselves in the mirror or they act it out with figurines. Like there are lots of different ways that people get genuine back and forth in their writing. How do you manage to do that? Because this felt really real.
And some don't do anything because it's like, that's not how people talk.
Right.
Yeah.
This is good.
Well, I can actually go through kind of both questions at the same time because my background initially was film. I did film education for 2 years, got a diploma. Did like some small work, but never like a lot there. So I did a lot of script writing from that, which it's weird doing the process swapping from that to comic because comic is looser, but still like it almost feels more rigid because you have more freedom with how you say it, but you still have to say very precise things for the right moment. Otherwise the artist has no idea what you're trying to tell them.
Right.
So that was a real process. But like from that, so like for framing, like I definitely think things through visually as a movie in my head. I've tended to do that with my writing. And so I just, see it sort of play out. And so I sort of write that to a degree. And with the conversation, it was something I taught myself while doing the course of basically just listening to people. Just like I used to travel on the bus to and from where I did my course. And so just sit there and listen to people. And it's one of those things. Realistic dialogue is really hard. I can never say I always get it right because it's one of those things where you need to progress plot, you need to progress character, but then it also like when you listen to people talk, like they will repeat the same point 5 times in a conversation.
I do that all the
time. Like if you're having the conversation, you might not notice.
The way people talk doesn't necessarily translate to storytelling.
Yeah, that's it. So like, you've got to find how much of that to do, and it is really tricky. Of being like, okay, how much can I do those little quirks that people do?
That's actually really good because I haven't thought about it until you just said it, but like all the verbal pauses, all the real, like how people really talk with ums and stuff. Like that'd make for a really bad dialogue in a comic book.
Yeah.
When you read a transcript of like a public statement from like the president or something, and
Right.
it just reads ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, broken. Yeah.
I've got a question
Yeah.
from G. Do you ever ask yourself how one of your characters would handle a situation you're facing IRL? So I want to ask all three of you this. Can we start with Adam and then maybe bounce to Matthew and bounce to Aubrey?
Do it.
Absolutely. Like my work is very mind numbing. So I have a lot of time to think about stuff. And so a lot of what I do is just run through like, oh, how would a character deal with this situation? So yeah, I do it a lot, and it does help a bit because you get different perspectives almost.
For sure. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Sorry, let me throw this down so we get. I keep forgetting that we don't get like names underneath us. So I'm like, I'm gonna be saying who you are, and people will be like, which one? So Matthew, same question for you. When you're like creating, how do you make your characters come to life?
Well, for me, I'm not a writer, but I am a storyteller. So I tend to just put either myself or someone I know who is similar to the character that I'm portraying. Like, what would I or that person look like, feel like, etc. in this situation? And
do you do the thing of like, do you do like facial
Oh
expressions?
yeah, I make the faces every time. Yeah.
Nice.
As I'm drawing. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Aubrey, what about yourself? Do you how do you flesh out characters?
Yeah, well, and like, I mean, for me, one thing when it comes up with real life situations is like if I'm nervous or something, like it may not be my character. I may borrow from like Marvel and be like, what would Natasha Romanoff do in this situation?
Nice.
And then it's like, okay, well now I have a little bit more confidence and I can do that. But I think definitely, I mean, there have been times it's my characters, but I think it's a lot easier to have confidence or things like that if you're participating with an alter ego and on board. And then that does help you as a writer because you're like, what would my alter ego do in this situation? For sure.
Blurred.
Yeah, Blurred is dropping some bombs in the chat today, saying the Bible's still asleep. Yeah,
man, that's rough,
it.
buddy.
Damn, that's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody in the chat knows who Blur Without Fear is, but I'll do that thing anyway. Hey, if you don't know who Blur Without Fear is, he runs a very popular YouTube channel, comic book guy. This is the guy right here. Go find him. I was like, yeah, we know who the fuck it is.
Yeah, seriously, go subscribe if you haven't already. What are you doing with your life? Go fix your shit. I want to talk about We Bring Death. Did I say it right?
Sure. Pretty sure it's just called We Bring Death, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Shit, I fucked it up. All right, it's just We Bring Death, guys.
I double checked. It is. We're
Okay.
good.
Nice.
I didn't have the script in front of me. All I had to go on was my memory.
Hell yeah. I don't know if you, sorry to throw you on the spot, Robo. Do you have that to throw
Yeah,
up?
I was going to say, brace yourself, because this is definitely one of the most visually ready. You guys ready for this? All right, here we go.
Trigger warning.
Blam. That is placenta, if you guys didn't know. Got it. All right. Let's go.
Yeah. Apparently, people eat that. Sorry.
They
You
do.
can try it.
No need to hear about that. Sorry.
So,
delicious.
what are we looking at? What is happening?
It's
What
the
is
birth
happening?
of the protagonist.
And is it I'm having trouble. Is he turning the blanket black?
Yeah, so the like overall concept for the story is
Death juice.
rather than being an actual apocalyptic story, it's post-apocalyptic in so much that society's basically recovered, but there's a side effect of it where people's kind of lots in lives are determined by the colors they're born into. Yeah. And the protagonist is one of the very rare ones that gets black and white, and that.
So the blanket changes colors based on. Oh. Okay. So there was no dialogue. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is what I know, like, we open this and we're like, what is happening, right? Because this is a pretty intense first page.
It's jarring.
It's jarring.
It's
so
good.
the reason I'm laughing is because this is what I love about comic books, peeps, is like this weird shit where you just open something and you're like, Where am I? What's going on?
What
Why?
the hell is happening?
I'm actually glad that the letter wasn't done with this, because we actually sat here for like 5-10 minutes.
We
like,
were discussing it. Yeah.
Let's figure this. So obviously, okay, Born, and then we were gonna be like,
Oh, who got closest?
Actually, if you all recall, I
Yes.
said,
that's true.
is it
Yeah.
because the blanket's changing color that they all look
he said,
so?
Is it because of the it's black? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Called it.
True. That's true. Good point. Good point. I have so many questions. I don't even know where to start. What would you want people to know about this story? Like, what do you want them to take away from today?
Well, the way Angel wrote it was pretty unique in that the script reads like someone slowly inserting a knife, and
Wow.
trying to illustrate that pacing was extremely difficult. I feel like I got it, but
Was it painful? Was it?
no, it's just like it's a slow dread, basically, is the way I would describe
Wow.
it. Like there is action in the story and it happens throughout the comic, but it's not bombastic, you know? It's
Just bombastic, yeah.
yeah.
So I have to ask, like how do you get inspiration to draw stuff that nuts? Where do you source? How do you work? What do you do?
I've just absorbed so much media in my life and just kind of let it influence me however it wants to. I mean,
Are you a sativa person or an indica person?
Or a sober person? It's also an
or
option.
that.
Mhm.
Here's really a super important question. It's gonna have a lot of depth, so be ready.
Oh boy.
This guy right here, is that a Street Fighter dude?
It might be
Okay.
legally distinct.
Nice.
Yeah, I was looking at this. I'm like, man, this right here, this panel right here, is so dope. Like the color, the everything, like just the pose. I'm like, she is gonna be a badass. But then as I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute, is that Ken? That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. All right.
Is that something you
Nice.
try and do in your art a lot? Do you put like little Easter eggs and stuff in for people? Is it like
I
is
do.
that like
It's
the
mainly
main-
for myself, honestly. If I'm being 100% truthful, I
That's
do
really
it for
fun.
myself, and I do it to like. I wonder if anybody will catch this.
Yes, I love that. That's
Yeah.
really fun. I mean, if you're not doing it to bring joy for yourself, why are you really doing it? You know.
Mhm, mhm.
Facts.
Yeah. Miracle Man, I feel like I skipped over you. Do you have any fun? Because I know that we asked you on literally 15 minutes before we started, but normally you have these burgeoning ideas and questions when we have.
I did have a question for Adam.
Shoot.
And Adam, after listening to you here, and I didn't have this before the show, but after listening to you on here, I have to ask you what would be your going rate just to follow me around all day and narrate my day? I love the voice, man. So
Thank
like,
you.
just if you could just walk behind me and just be like, and now Miracle Man opens the door. Like just do that all day long. What would that rate be?
Little did he know.
And it'd probably be cheap as hell. Just be like, gets me on the return job.
I'll send you a DM.
It's
Can we
actually
ask
funny.
you
Oh,
which
sorry,
city are you in right now? Where are you?
So I'm Newcastle, Australia, which is like this largest known capital city.
Brisbane.
Nice. But yeah, it's like it's funny because I've met so many people that hear my voice, like Australians, and assume I'm not Australian. Just automatically just don't assume I'm from somewhere else. Like I had people thinking I was Brazilian or Canadian. And I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't understand.
Yeah, so
You just got one of
I'm
those.
an idiot, right? So, and Ree is like one of my best friends, and all three of us in the top row here have been running IFLC for over 2 years now. And I did not pick up you were Australian.
You've also worked with Aussies in your real life job.
Deployed with Aussies, and I heard you. I'm like, oh, cool, another Brit, nice.
Yeah.
But
So dumb.
Can you, Robo? I need you to do. Can you just do how you greet me every time?
Oh yeah, well, I
Hello.
greet you in your native tongue, so make you feel
Yes.
comfortable being
Thank
here.
you. Yeah,
Right.
which is
Hello, mate. I'm Australian. That's true. And
That's for
Oh.
true.
people are like, "Wow, would you live in Australia?" And I'm like,
hello, mate.
I know.
That's what I get every time.
Oh boy.
That's
Pretty
where you
good,
threw
right?
us off, Adam. You didn't tell us you were Australian in your greeting.
Yeah.
Shit.
How were we supposed to know?
I will lie. Aubrey looks utterly confused through this entire exchange. And she's being very
We need
gracious.
subtitles. That's
my
what we need.
favorite phase was Aubrey when we put up the thing and we were talking about placenta and stuff, and like Aubrey says like,
I'm very emotive. No,
Yeah. I love it.
I would have. I already knew Adam had that issue because he talked about it once in a server we were in, and it's just funny. I was obsessed with the show The Tribe from New Zealand, and now I occasionally try to guess when I meet Kiwis or Australians, and you don't want to guess wrong. That's what I learned.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, no, they get mad.
You want to make sure you know what you're guessing before you make that guess.
That's because I think both of us think that both of us are the sheep fuckers, and so we don't want to be
Oh.
associated.
100%.
But like in reality, we're both that.
Keep in
Let's just
Australia.
throw it out there. That's it. That's it. Come visit. It's a beautiful country.
The best blooming onion.
Sheep
That's what an
everywhere.
Kangaroos look super nice. I bet they
They
don't
are.
punch you at all.
No, definitely not. The cute,
Go-
the
try
ones you
and
gotta
pet
go
'em.
for. That's it.
I would.
People fuck up. Like, so there's wallabies and kangaroos. Wallabies are the little cute ones with the little stripe on their face, and they'll not punch you. But the big roo guys that are like have a six pack, they will definitely punch you.
Oh, yeah.
What's that
Like
little
boxers.
gerbil that smiles?
What?
That little gerbil looking thing?
The quokka.
Quokka.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
animal needs to be a quokka.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
one. I don't care. Like, no, they won't be happy in your house. They like to be in the wild. I'm like, don't give a fuck.
I'll
I
make
want
them happy.
a
They
quokka.
look like they're happy everywhere.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
smiling. They
Really
literally
sure.
smile.
Adam, do you live in the part of Australia where the birds are trying to murder you?
Is that
Because Rhea
everywhere?
and I discussed this once, and we have a fellow friend, Whack, on Whack Comics. He has his own channel, and he was telling me one time how the
Persona
birds
non
try to
grata.
murder him. And
Yeah, he's got a plumber out the front of the.
oh, sorry,
place.
yeah, well, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have to we'll have to put his name out of here. But but do the birds try to kill you where you live too?
I mean, it's happened. It's
Okay.
definitely happened on occasion.
Okay,
Occasionally.
Alright.
Yeah, like, there's
Alright.
places where you go once and then you're like, I can't go to that part of town anymore. On
I
this
can I
side.
can live with occasional avian violence, just not persistent
Yeah.
avian violence.
I just want to say, living in America, in very specific places, you might get killed by a bear, you might get killed by a mountain lion, you could have a problem with like a coyote.
But
But let me
Americans,
just tell you,
will
but
fucking-
right, Americans are the most dangerous animal in this country.
Americans will fucking-
Specifically teenagers with AR-15. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wait, we're not at the news yet.
Sorry.
All right, so this is the segment. I just want to say quickly, like, we are going to put. I might even just drop it. Is it in the video description, Robo?
Yeah, it's definitely in the video
social-
description. I wanted to
social?
scroll through it. That's what I was asking at first, and then I realized I probably shouldn't ask that like in the middle of a question, and then it got like really awkward. So I'm like, let me stop, and I'll do it at the end.
Do you want to do that
And
now?
yeah. I'm trying to look for the button. That's why I was rambling. There it is. Okay.
He's killing time, and I fucking.
Here's
Yeah.
here's the Kickstarter. 144
Woo!
backers. I'll click this. I'll click this after. Sorry. 144 backers. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna do.
And all the art is done, just the lettering on some stories. Like all the art is done.
Boom.
Yeah,
And
nice.
the art is completed. All we need to do is a letter.
Yeah.
Is in So yeah, this looks really dope.
Is this gonna be square bound? Do you know? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
It might be in the options depending on.
This panel is stealing my heart right
Yeah,
now.
that one's nuts.
Actually, this is the picture I shared.
It just makes me hungry.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I met my first wife.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm gonna get that tattooed on my chest so that my wife has to look at it.
I
Yeah.
love it.
So clearly everything is like post-apocalyptic type stuff. The first stories that I got in there, everybody here has some pretty powerful stuff, but man, some of them, like you said, like you said it at the beginning, Aubrey, where it's just so like the anthology itself is so diverse, where it goes from like crazy and wacky to like really like thought provoking, and then some of them just is like, okay, I'm gonna go sit in a dark room for a while and ponder my existence,
And reflect.
Time to brood.
Right. Existential thread activate.
There's nothing cooler than brooding.
Yeah. So this is pretty cool. Does anybody have any? I know you guys are like writers for the specific stories, but do you guys have any essay on the stretch goals or anything like that as far as what you guys are coming out of here? If not, I'm sure I'll scroll to it. Here we go. All right.
Here we go.
Can I just say something real quick, just about Kickstarters in general? Does anybody ever do this? Everybody's like, "Here's money." I don't want.
I mean, they fucking should.
I think I've done it before where I'm like, here's $2. It's okay if you don't give me anything back. Like, I just want to support you.
I've overpledged. I've overpledged like a couple of bucks. I've never done it without getting anything.
I always overpledge anytime I've entered any retail comic book, anything, Kickstarter or not. Like, I'm like, oh, why did I spend that much money? But yeah, this is super, super dope. So here we go. $40.
Okay.
This is really good
So
price.
that's definitely going to be a square bound $40 trade paperback. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
With that page count.
I think those prices are Australian too.
Oh wow.
Oh,
which means
cheaper American.
Yeah.
72 American here.
That's like $5 US, probably.
Either $2 or $6. I can't.
Like half of Foster's.
No one fucking drinks Foster's.
Yeah, everybody.
It's Australian for beer.
How many? Oh my god.
It's what the man on the TV tells us.
That's true.
TV's never wrong.
Ooh, the director's cut. Physical
there it is.
hardcover. There it
There
is.
it is.
60 for a hardcover on a
Is
Kickstarter
it-
is not bad.
Is it shiny though? Because that means Robo's definitely getting
I
that.
need
fucking
one
book.
or the other. I need one of the other. Both is like a winner. By the way, when we get over new books, I have some shit here. But
Ooh.
but yeah, hardcover or shiny, both is like dunzo. And yeah, I'm gonna get it. But this is it. And I have a feeling that someone cheated. Someone's like, hey, do you want to do a hardcover? I'm like, I don't really know if anybody's gonna buy it with it. I'm like, no, there's this dumbass who like anything hardcover, he's gonna buy it. His name's Robo Strange. So it's listed. We'll get one out there. Retailer,
Ooh.
I will run your Kickstarter. Oh, that's dope.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Mm.
That's an interesting reward.
Yeah. We're
Ooh, more art. Here we go. Ooh, that looks cool.
So, if anyone has some wildcard questions, throw them in the chat. This is the segment where we start to bug you to buy the fucking book. Buy the fucking book, and just buy it. And then
we decided we're not going to end the stream. We're doing this thing right now. We're doing a marathon.
Whoa.
we're gonna refresh. We're gonna refresh.
go back to the space station. Go back to the
We
space
may
station.
end up in the apocalypse if we do this.
That's-
It's like, it's fun.
Ooh,
But yeah, go buy the book if you
This is
haven't already. The
Jewish
links
right
in there.
here.
I love this right here.
If you
I
have
love this.
Great page.
I'm not a big
Yeah.
space guy.
if you have questions, throw them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll
I fucking love space.
shift around to what we're reading once the boys scroll through.
Mm.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay, here we go. Question.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Favorite flavor of Jello? Let's go through the whole panel. Robo,
Ooh.
what's your favorite flavor of Jello?
Flavor
Yeah.
of Jello is
Yeah.
red.
That's not a flavor.
My favorite flavor of Jello is
Absolutely
something that's not
flavor.
Jello.
It's hot Jello. What'd you say?
Something that's not Jello.
Yeah.
You like Jello?
I'll have the not Jello.
Wow, rude. Aubrey, what's your favorite flavor?
Probably strawberry.
Nice.
yeah.
See, that's a flavor that is red, Robo.
Yeah. There you go.
I like
It might be strawberry or cherry. One or the other, probably.
Nice.
Yeah.
Matthew, what's your fave?
God, I haven't had a Jello packet since I was a wee lad.
Now's the time.
Ooh. Are these trailers?
Do they come in chocolate?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, that would be amazing if they did. I have no
Chocolate
idea.
Jello. I know they come in vanilla.
Chocolate
I've seen
pudding.
vanilla Jello.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Adam, do we even have Jello?
We have jelly.
We have jelly. Does that
Which-
count?
What is that like? Don't you put it on your Nutella or
Isn't it Vegemite?
Oh,
Isn't that your Jello?
Yeah.
Vegemite essentially. your Jell-O?
Vegemite? That's right.
Ve-
Every time I say
Vegemite.
Vegemite,
Yeah.
you know why I call it Nutella?
Vegemite.
So check this out. I told you guys I was deployed, right? I was deployed with an Australian brigade, and I was attached to them. And they said, "Oh, mate, do you want to try some of this?" And they were like, and then I was like, "That looks like Nutella." And they're like, "What's Nutella?" And then I was like, "It's like this chocolate spread thing." And they all look at each other. I'm a dumbass. They all look at each other. And they're like, yeah, it's like that. And so I smelled it. I'm like, this doesn't smell like chocolate. I'm like just taste it. And I tasted it. That was the most disgusting thing I have ever seen in my life. And I say that with the utmost amount of respect for your culture and your it is fucking gross.
It hits like a truck.
I'm glad you all
Probably an acquired taste.
For sure. I've got another question for everyone. What's a good flick you'd recommend, new or old? And seeing as Adam is the film buff,
I know it.
why don't we start with you?
Oh man, it
No pressure. Tough question.
so hard. And God, I'm gonna get torn apart no matter what.
Ooh,
There's no
ooh.
right answer here.
Go for the safe one, Citizen Kane.
The
Con
I was
Air.
like-
Godfather.
I've been getting like more like it's weird. For years I went, I don't like scary movies, and then I realized recently, like I love scary movies. I don't like bad scary movies. So like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is really, really good.
Nice.
It is
Yeah.
atmospheric, long, just sitting shots where the characters just walk off into the distance. Like it's so good.
I like that one.
That is really, really fun. Matthew, sorry to bounce it straight back.
Uh-huh.
Do you have an answer to that same question? What's a good flick that you'd recommend, new or old?
Sure, yeah. Well, the first thing that came to my brain is, even though I mentioned I'm not a writer, Barton Fink.
Ooh, I don't know if I've seen
Movie
it.
about a writer.
Cool. I have never
Boy,
seen
talking
it.
about pacing, that's one that is definitely a slow knife going in. Boy, movie
The-
gets you.
the question is exactly what I ask myself on a daily basis. I don't know.
Yeah.
Aubrey, what flick do you like? Do you have a comfort one that you just
Uh,
throw out there?
Oh yeah, The Princess Bride.
Oh,
Oh,
fucking
that's
Since
Lit.
I was 3 years
Robo
old,
Sam.
always.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
As
one.
you wish. That's the one.
I would
Can't
go
have
wrong.
stole mine, but you didn't. But it's like if I went back in time, that would have been mine because it was good. Yeah.
What have you got? What are you thinking, Robo?
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
I'm
I
imagining.
Again, just
I have
watch
a
it again.
problematic one, right? Like I have a problematic one that I can't help. It says guilty pleasure, and it is Pulp Fiction. I get it. Sue me, right? But then I also really fucking love Princess Bride, so I feel like it like balances it out.
Say Princess
I'm back
Bride
to being a good
again.
person again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Judah, are you gonna say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What is it gonna be?
Um,
I'm trying to get it.
No, maybe no. That's up there. That's up there.
Alien.
Right.
choice.
I just watched Waterworld for the 5 billionth time. And
Oh,
I fucking love that movie. I don't know. It's
And a
it's
single
so
tear
underrated.
rolls down my face.
it's so
Did-
they,
Do you know who the pilot of the boat of the plane is in Waterworld?
I know his face and what else he's in, but I can't remember his name.
Oh, you know who he is. Everybody on this panel knows who he is. He's uncredited in the film. No guesses?
You're talking about the guy whose teeth are rotting out of his skull, who's
They're
like
all their teeth are rotting out of his skull. This guy, he's flying the plane that
And he-
lands on the water, right? You know,
he gets
And
impaled by
by the
like
harpoon. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Any guesses? Any guesses from the panel at all?
Kevin Spacey.
Jack fucking Black.
Get out!
That is Jack Black.
Wow.
That is his
Wow.
first role. Is uncredited in the film, and boy, talk about a role you would not expect for
That-
Jack Black.
That movie's so goddamn good. I almost think that like Kevin Costner should play Namor the Submariner in a movie just because of that.
I love that film. It is one of the worst movies ever made. Like they
It's
literally
the Road Warrior in the ocean.
they wasted celluloid, and I would never say that, but they wasted it. They wasted celluloid making that film.
I once had a drunken conversation with a guy from the Funhouse YouTube channel about the fact that it is the most 90s movie possibly made.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's just
so it's a
everything
time-catching
about it is
movie.
entirely
up
made
there.
90s.
It's up there, but have you ever seen Soldier with Kurt Russell? Because
Okay,
That's
yeah,
pretty good,
that,
which
I
is also
actually-
good,
yeah,
not good, but good.
yeah.
I actually bought a carton of Black Death cigarettes once.
Wow.
They are not fucking joking.
Nice.
Let me tell you that much
I'm
right
not
now.
surprised by that at
You
all.
should- what's the name of that
Miracle.
ship? The Exxon Valdez. You should go smoke
Yes.
one of those on the Exxon Valdez.
Yes.
Okay.
My movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Am I by myself or am I with people?
You are with
Well, that is
me.
important.
Oh shit, that totally fucks me up. You know, honestly, I'm gonna put something out here that I don't think most people are gonna expect. But you want to talk about the best comfort film of all time? Princess Bride was genuinely gonna be my answer. But the runner-up to that for best comfort film of all time is the Jennifer Connelly classic Labyrinth.
So good.
Absolutely.
And mine
That's a
is kind of a
sophisticated
trilogy.
choice.
Thank you.
Dark
Thank you.
Crystal is what I was going to say, and I feel like those go
Oh,
together
nice.
in my mind for some reason.
Ooh.
Maybe because
Yeah,
they're around
they
the same
do.
time.
You know what though? Those
Absolutely.
big bird creatures scared the shit out of me as a kid, so I cannot watch them. They came out on Netflix. I was like, oh, and I flicked through it. And I saw them. I was like, PTSD, man. I dropped the remote right out of my goddamn hand. I was like, I can't watch this. I can't watch it. Turn it off. Somebody turn it off.
Blurred, get
Can
out. Get out.
Nathan says, I miss Mario Brothers. G says, I'm going to give a rec to Mystery Man.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I watched that recently. Yeah,
Top
that's
five.
classic.
Top 5.
Nice. Can I just, I'm sorry to throw you on the spot like this, Miracle, but can you please tell that story about the Grudge? Because it just makes me laugh every time.
All right, I'm gonna tell it really, really fast because we
I'm
got
gonna take a
other
break.
stuff.
My dogs need to go out.
Super
Go
fast.
ahead and
Yep.
talk with everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
Speak.
All right, so super fast. I moved. Okay. I live
So
in
this
one
Robo
state,
guy.
right? He's got the sexiest mustache I've seen on
He's got
Oh
the
my God, yeah.
sexiest
I love that
moustache.
mustache.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's crazy.
I'm not gonna give locations because there's a reason I'm a pile of comics. But I moved from state A to state B, and several years later, I moved back to state A, and I moved to my mom's house, and she lived in this really old farmhouse out in the country. And when I say really old farmhouse, there was no indoor plumbing when the house was built. There was still an outhouse on the property. And I was in the guest room with my then girlfriend. We had been together for a while, and where it was her and me and our my 3-year-old stepson, kind of her son, in the room. And this room was really funky. The house was really funky. The room we were in was not a bathroom, but it did have a toilet and a sink in the room, a working one.
What kind of funky? Are we talking like James Brown funky, or are we talking like
No, we're talking like House on the Hill.
the bad funky?
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw
farmhouse.
Massacre decor. Yeah,
Right.
nice.
Okay.
Right. Early 1800s was probably when the place was first built. Not a straight line in the place. All the wood was hewn by hand.
Okay.
All the lumber in the house. Put it that way. And my mom was eclectic and eccentric. She would find
No
things that
way.
were
Your
old
mom?
and I know. She would find things that were old and rusty and hang them on the wall, like bits of chain she'd find in the barn. And just weird stuff like that. And one time we're sitting in the bed, and we had this big 4-corner post bed, and it basically took up the entire room. There was like little pathways along the side, and we had the TV right at the end of the bed, right up against it, and we're watching The Grudge for the very first time at night with the lights off, and the 3-year-old's sleeping, and we get to that scene.
Bree's getting ready.
We get to that scene where I forget which one happens first. There's 2 scenes that get me. There's the one scene where the guy's in the bed, or the girl's in the bed, and she picks up the covers, and there's the demon ghost girls underneath there and drags her underneath the blanket. But I don't remember if that comes before or after the little ghost boy at the edge of the bed. I think it comes before, because we got freaked out by that scene and got out from under the blankets, and we're sitting on top of the blankets. and then we get the ghost boy next to the bed scene, and literally within 5 seconds of that scene,
Oh no.
In the pitch black, the 3-year-old comes walking right up to us like this. I'm telling you right now, you have never heard a grown man scream like a 10-year-old girl before. I screamed. I am not ashamed to admit I screamed. She screamed. My mother screamed. What the hell's going on?
You all screamed.
We got up. We turned all the lights on in the house. Turned off the TV. Now,
Thank you.
piece I didn't tell Ree was that my girlfriend at the time was very sensitive and believes very much in spirits in the afterlife.
Oh, damn.
And
That would
would
have been an extra.
routinely tell me how she would get up in the middle of the night to get a drink or go to the bathroom and see a small child wandering around the house or an old lady walking from one room to the next. Needless to say, at every moment of the 3 weeks I stayed at my mother's house, I was scared shitless.
It's kind of on edge. Yeah, I can see that.
Constantly on edge. So scared I knocked out my comics and didn't even care.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I didn't know what was behind them. That's great.
Right.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, Mylene is Robo's wife, and I think she's at a conference for her job. And you're saying your hotel is haunted?
Oh, that's
so are you
lovely.
okay? Do you need us to call someone? Anyway, sinister stuff. Yeah, you're right, Nathan. I was going to get us into what we're reading, but I don't want to throw anyone like straight up. Does anyone have to leave? Does anyone have to bounce? Now's the moment. No, we're all good. Sweet. Judah.
Yeah, I'm good.
How do you feel about showing us some comics?
Oh yeah, sure.
Fuck yeah.
So
That's my favorite part. I get to see what everyone's reading.
I'm gonna just grow really quick. Whoa! Always every time.
What happened?
So I went
Speaking of
and
Mario.
so in my quest to collect everything Jack of Hearts, I got the first ever cover appearance of Jack of Hearts on
Do you have
Hulk 214.
a better example of Dick House you can show us after?
I can run up to my room and grab it during a later segment. But
Nice.
yes, I will. We will see the Dick House. But this is like a Dick tent kind of.
Yeah,
but yeah,
nice.
there he is.
So, for anyone that doesn't know Jack of Hearts, you've probably seen it if you've watched our show before.
The best dressed.
His design, he has an arrow pointing straight at his crotch. Why? We don't know, but we love it. So that's Dick House.
Yeah, that's the Dick House, and yeah, he's the world's greatest superhero, obviously.
It's pretty great, obviously. Ooh, Harbinger, nice.
So it's a reprint, and I know Miracle Man
pretty.
already knows that. But yeah,
Still gorgeous. Still gorgeous.
still very nice. It's a very nice reprint, and you really can't tell unless you look at this rated T+ thing right here. But yeah,
Well, the price point kind of tells you too. On the cover
that's
there.
true. So this is kind of a little hidden gem. Classics Illustrated Huckleberry
Very
Finn.
nice.
Wow.
What's the price on the cover? 15?
15 cents.
So it's like a sixth printing.
It's genuine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a six. The first was like 1932 or something, and this one.
Right. It's it's a 10 center. Yeah, it's a 10 center. That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But that's
Inflation
still
here.
cool, man. It's still cool.
Thank you. This has really no significance to me except this is the comic book, one of the comic books that came out the day that I was born, and I just wanted to have something from the day I was born.
I like
that
how the
Hyperion?
dichotomy, it has death in big letters in the middle of the cover.
It's Hyperion to the right, isn't it? Red and yellow.
Yeah,
That's-
Hyperion.
Yeah. Nice.
Top right.
I think that's
Hyperion right here, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have that one.
It's the West Coast Avengers versus the East Coast Avengers, it looks like.
Dope. What issue is that?
Yeah. This is giant size annual number
8?
number
Nine?
16.
16. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Who
From
wins in
1987.
East versus West? Who wins that?
I don't know yet. I'll have to read it. So those are just like those are like my old acquisitions of like just shit to round out collection items. This is the
Nice.
new stuff that I'm reading. And I somehow I managed to get through my entire like to be read. So I'm very proud of myself because usually there's some layover. But
This is slow clap for you.
I had to. And some of this stuff's a
Oh, I
couple
love
weeks
it.
old.
Yeah, I love it still. I can't help it.
Nice.
Did they get rid of that artist? Is that what happened?
Yeah, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
They canned him.
Alright. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
This-
he immediately went to make comics for the Nazi website, believe it or not.
Wow,
Of
what?
course.
Shocked
Shocker.
Pikachu face. I've been
So-
reading about Classics Illustrated over the past week, says Nathan. Why did you pick that up? That seems a weird choice for you, Judah.
Well, I really like Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, so I was like, has there ever been a comic adaptation of either of those books? And there has. It's a Classics Illustrated. So then I went on eBay and I found this one for like $3, and I was like, well, why the fuck not? So I did it.
Is that the one where Batman's chasing imposter Batman?
Yeah, this isn't good. I'm kind of like invested, so I got the second one, but it's not good. I'm not really loving it. This is a
Does that
Kickstarter I
mean
backed.
you're not excited for the new movie? Because isn't that the same writer?
I'm a medium excited for the new movie. I mean, I'm not excited, but I'm like, I don't know. It's just not really tickling my excitement bone right now.
Nice.
So this is a Kickstarter I backed a while ago.
Ooh.
It's edited by this guy's wife. Her name's Clicky Sprout Wife, and RJ Collins does the art and writes it. And I was
That's
just
adorable.
completely enchanted by the concept. I don't know anything about the creators, so I got these, and it's like really crazy. It's basically about us terraforming a distant world, but the way we do it is by sending like clones of people that already exist implanted with like the memories. So no one on Earth is like risking their life, but we sent like a team of like copies of people on Earth, and it's just really crazy. It's I would say it's worth a check out. And then of course, this is a no-brainer for me. And then fuck yeah, check this shit out. This run is so good, by the way. This is an outstanding run.
Yeah, like so what issue is that? Sorry?
This is 5.
5. Okay. I think I read the first 4 all at once.
Gotta get this.
Who's
I don't know if I've
who's
read
the
that
new
one yet.
colorist? They got rid of the Nazis. So who's the new colorist?
I want to say I feel like it might be. Oh shit! I ruined my bag. Look at that.
Terrible.
I know. Let's see.
Do you want me to buy you a new one or send you the 50 cents or whatever?
Yes, please, if you could.
Yeah. If you can head to our Patreon and just give Judah what he needs, he's desperate. He needs
color
7.
color is hi-fi color. So
All right.
Nice.
So and then
Well
I
done,
got,
DC. Well done.
So I got this and I read it and I don't like it. I found it incredibly boring.
Who's that?
And it's Tom King. It's the Human Target. The premise is this guy in the DC universe is basically like a stand-in dude that gets shot for like on behalf of like other people that are expecting to get shot, and he just dons their disguise. And it's a weird concept, and typically I'll like enjoy a weird concept, but not this time. It just didn't do it for me.
He's a character that has been around for a while. He actually had a TV show, believe it or not. A 6-episode miniseries. Yeah.
I
now we're
really
getting-
like Ordinary Gods. It's a good
Now
time.
we're getting into the real good stuff. Yeah. This dude, Kyle Higgins, I'm loving everything he does. He's also doing this. And
you told me to read that, and it's so good. Why would you
It's
do
so
that
good.
to me? I only have so much money.
It should all be spent on Radiant Black.
True.
Yeah.
They don't need to if you buy the first couple of issues.
So me and my wife both like this. It's
That's the Amelia Clark one.
The Amelia Clark one, and it's Marguerite Bennett writes it, and it's really good. Don't let the idea that it's like a celebrity comic book scare you away.
It's not a Berserker situation.
I like Berserker, but
his entire concept. Well, to be fair, we just
Sorry,
heard
Danny.
from. I was just going to mention Darkstorm again because the concept was like, what if it rains too hard? And it made me it reminded me of Keanu's pitch for Berserker, which is like some dude on a battlefield berserking. That was the pitch.
But it's Matt Kint. It's Matt Kint's involved, and he can make anything good.
True.
So
That's
I'm
it.
telling
Yeah,
you.
good point.
I'm telling you, you got to check out Berserker.
Danny's feeling very attacked because you shat on Human Target and Batman the Imposter, so you need to
I'm sorry,
come up
Danny.
with something to apologize for.
Well, I
what you've
will
done.
with the nice house on the lake, which is
Right.
I would say in the top 3 things that are currently running right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and every time it's one of those comics where every time I finish an issue, I'm literally like, why do I have to wait for the next part of this?
Right.
Like I can't wait, you know?
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for the next one until February too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What
This
are
is
these
a
people have lives?
no brainer. So we talked to this creative team, and they're really, really cool people. But this is a great run. I'm loving it so far.
Not as
I'm
cool
really
as this creative team
Yeah.
here, though. This
not as cool as this creative team. And
Just to remind everyone,
Nice
check it
recovery.
out.
then
Have you bought the book yet? Have you bought the book yet?
we're not getting the stream until the Kickstarter is built.
So I always do this to myself. I always read Spawn, even though like most of the time I don't like it. But I finally caught up with Spawn's universe, and I read King Spawn 1 and 2, and then I also read Gunslinger Spawn, and I'm really liking it. I think it's pretty good, even though it's incredibly stupid.
Would you say that you are a Spawn fanatic, though?
No, I would not call. I'm very critical
You have
of Spawn.
so much Spawn. How much Spawn have you got?
Spawn is one of those things for me is like Arby's. It's like I'm always in the mood for Arby's until I'm eating Arby's, and then I'm like, why did I go back to Arby's? You know?
I get what you mean.
Interesting.
I get what you mean there.
Interesting.
So this is the best Marvel thing that exists right now. Full stop. The best Marvel
Really?
thing. I finished. So everything you were intrigued about in House of X, Powers of X is coming to like fruition, and I finished this issue like a few days ago, and every night since I've dreamed about it. Like just laying in bed, eyes awake, just staring at the ceiling. Like, what direction is this going to take? Like, this is like Game of Thrones mixed with X-Men. It's brutal. It's high concept, and it's just like there's so much tension, excitement, and like stakes. I honestly cannot recommend this enough.
That's pretty high praise. Nice.
This is pretty good. I think this is all right. I'm liking it. I don't love it yet, but I like it a lot.
Sweet.
And then the last thing, I know this is longer than usual. I apologize, everyone.
Okay.
But this is the last thing. This fucking rules.
Shockingly good, right?
It
Shockingly
fucking
good.
Rules. It's
Yeah.
so good. I don't even want to. I don't want to tell you anything about it. I'm not going to tell you anything about the plot. I'm just going to say that like just dive into this with an open mind and just let these non-human characters steal your heart.
Well,
Two
those are
words.
my favorite kinds of stories.
2 words. Space monkey.
Yeah,
That's all you got to know.
What
Sorry,
do you
no.
need?
that's all you need. And dogs and space dogs.
And space
Robo.
dog.
Oh, hell yeah, sold. Who wants to go next? Robo's got some cool shit.
Yeah, sure. I'll try to be fast. I have a lot.
Yeah, can you
Did I
just please
go-
stop hogging the show so much?
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, nothing else before. I'm sorry. Did I? I can't remember. Did we talk about Jeffrey Dahmer versus Jesus Christ last week?
I don't think you did on the show, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so
Telling you
much.
to not pay $10 for that comic.
So check this out. Don't worry about it. It's signed by the artist, so that gives it like another.
Okay, that's worth it. That's worth it.
So here's the deal. Never in a fucking million years would I ever have bought anything like this. Never. Like I would look at this and here's the deal. I would say things like, "Who the fuck would buy something?" It's not. That's I can draw this cover, right? And I hope so. Imagine like, oh, by the way, the artist was looking at this. And then I met
I'll never
this
be
dude.
on AFLC.
Yeah, I'm like, oh. And then I met this dude named Miracle Man. Every week, like, it started off weird, like, why would you buy that? And then it's like every week I'm like, oh, that looks like a good one. And now I'm just like morphed, and my brain is like I'm like, I need that one because it's so fucking. Look at this.
His weirdness has seeped into your skin and soul.
I swear he has every comic ever.
Close.
I bought this. Then I bought a lot of stuff. Let me see. Is there anything cool? I did get Eternals 1 through 3.
Gillen?
And all that. No, the Jack Kirby.
Oh, right, yep.
I picked this up. Don't ask me why I got it slabbed.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. It was sitting there slabbed, and I even
How'd
asked
you
him,
get it slabbed?
I said, why are you ordering them slabbed? He's like, I don't know. Diamond has them, and he's like, I figured I'd buy it. I'm like, all right, I'll get that. Maybe it'll be good with it.
You know why he's buying them slab? Because he knew Robo would buy one.
Yeah, he's like, dude, Fucking idiot. My wife.
I feel like in the
my wife
future
bought
when the
everything
aliens
with 65% off. It was crazy.
when the aliens dig up our culture like millions of years from now, they're going to be like, why did humans entomb their comics in like plastic and preserve it like in a
Were they
sarcophagus?
sentient? Were they
You'll
sentient
never
comics?
understand. You'll never understand.
I did get 5 and 6 Nice House on the Lake.
Nice.
I did get. Let me cover this.
Dude,
up
read it now.
before.
Oh,
Read it
cover
now.
up the
Well, I
naughty.
already started. It's good. I'm covering up the price because Miracle Man wants to point out. That shit out. Please tell me you didn't pay. No, don't mind your business.
I just want to point out you got the 1B signed edition with a special reflective color. Mine is not a green title. I just double checked. My
Wow,
Jeffrey
you just
Dahmer
had to
versus.
throw
Oh, so I got.
You did get a special print
I
that's
knew
edition.
right.
that. That's why I would pay $10.
Well played, sir. Well played.
I did pick this up today. So the Last Ronin put out
Fuck
an
yeah.
art book.
Ooh.
They put out an
Black
art
cover.
book.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty dope.
That's
Usually
pretty
I don't really like art books, but then I'm like, this is like nostalgia juice. And
Beauty.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Beauty.
nice.
Stuff.
That series is so good.
Yeah, love it. Darkhold Wasp. I also am reading this, but also
G
make sure
just
you get this-
highly recommended Darkhold Wasp, by the way. Said, please, everyone read it. So G is always, I feel, solid Rex.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So pick that up.
I guess I bought 2 Nice House on the Lakes, number 6. Cool. Number 6. The comic book that broke the internet. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, is that some queers?
Yep. Look at that.
They look so
It's a solid
happy. How
issue.
dare they?
Just so you know, we're probably gonna get demonetized, and we're not even monetized. So this is what some people on the right might call pornography. So
It's true. I watched Eternals. I saw the porn. I was there.
If they click demonetize while you're not monetized, it
You
automatically
owe money.
monetizes you.
Yeah.
Shit.
No,
It's a glitch. It's a life hack.
Because we're not monetized, when I show porn like this, we owe money. Like you're like, oh. Okay. I did get the Fantastic Four anniversary tribute. Keep
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty.
yeah, right.
Ooh, wait. Let's see
Yeah.
that again. Ooh.
Yeah. It's
Nice.
it's not. Yeah, it's pretty.
Is that
thick.
re-inked?
Pretty
Is
thick.
that the original line art re-inked?
Let's see. No, it looks like a reboot of the original stories with new shit.
But yeah.
Shit.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know if that answered your question. Maybe I don't know. The question. Radio Apocalypse. Literally just for the cover. I asked him, I'm like, is this good? He goes, I don't know. I bought some. I'm like, I don't know. I like that cover.
Why the fuck not?
Pretty.
Yeah.
The
Grant
coloring's
V.
nice.
I did a blurred. I did get House of Slaughter #1. This is a one per store. This is probably my 6th shiny House of Slaughter #1. I don't.
You can't control it. It's a thing.
I have a problem.
You see shiny and something happens, and then you have the book.
Hi, my name is Robo Strange, and I'm addicted to dumb shit. So check this out. We'll get into the good stuff real quick.
Woo!
In a rush. Let's get the plastic off.
Unboxing.
Look at this. G, I hope you're paying attention.
G. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you motherfucker.
Slip
That
cover
is
and everything.
Beautiful. Oh, can you please take it out? Take it out.
Oh, that's
I knew
pretty.
I knew you were fancy. I didn't know you were slipcover fancy.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow. Look at that art. Dude,
That's pretty.
I'm so excited. Do you know what the best thing about this year is, Robo? Everyone is talking about the nerdy fucking book that I read in high school, and I get to talk to all my friends about this fucking sci-fi. My life and my dreams are complete. That's it.
I like hardcover with nice art, but no dust cover. Like I actually like the feel of the no dust cover.
No dust, no sand.
Agreed.
Robo has single-handedly put James Titty's kids through college. Nice. I mean, someone's got to do it.
I did see this bad boy. We talked to
Kieran Gillen.
Gillen about this book. I read like the first 2 or 3 issues. I fell off. I keep telling
He's
myself I'm
being
gonna read
mean
it.
today.
This was on the shelf. I'm like, well, there's your sign. You know, like I
That's
keep
so
telling myself
good.
I'm going to read it, and I am. So I think that's it. I think that's it. But I have two things. Wish Polly was here, but she's asleep. She lives in Russia.
Oh,
Ooh, that's nice.
That's cool.
I'm jelly.
wow,
And then-
that's pretty.
And then last but not least, check this out. You guys are
Drum
gonna be
roll.
like, how are you gonna pay mortgage this month? And I'm like, I don't know. That's Chiroba to worry about. But check this out.
OnlyFans, all good. Nice.
200 bags and boards in a shortage.
Are those adhesive on the bag bags?
Yep,
Or
they
those-
are adhesive and they're actually BCW. These are
Oh,
name
man.
brand.
Oh man,
Pretty hard
Hottest
to come
product.
across these right now. So
Hottest product in the collectibles market.
look
Right
at you
now.
with your mortgage and your nice bags. Fancy.
And your
That's
wife
successful.
in a haunted hotel.
you know, not everybody can
I'm
get bags and boards like me. But
I don't
Is it
want. So we've got,
possible? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say we've got 3 super nice guests that have been super patient watching us show off all our books. Do you have anything that you want to show that you're currently reading or like nerding out on or any of that stuff? I just want to include you in the conversation.
I'm just really excited that you like Dune because I also read it in high school, and I was talking to a guy, and I was like, "Yeah, I was gatekeeped against Dune by some of the geeky guys at my school," and he was like, "Who would gatekeep Dune?" And I'm like, "Apparently, 15-year-old nerd guys." So I'm really excited that you like,
feel entitled to everything, don't
yeah,
they?
I loved it. I mean,
Did you tell them you were a Benny Gesserit? Did you say like I'm going to use the voice on you?
I should have. That's what I should have done.
Spice melange.
I was not as sassy back then, but it made me really excited when you were like, "Yeah, I get to talk about Dune." I was the same.
How
We saw it the night it
satisfying
came
is
out.
it? What did
Yeah.
you think of the movie? Did you see the movie?
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it a
loved
lot.
it.
I want to go
Yeah.
back and watch I haven't actually seen the 1984 one. I've seen the sci-fi miniseries. That's
I
what got
actually
me
like
into
all
it.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like all the
too.
adaptations. Yeah. So, has everyone else seen the movie? I want to ask about it. No. Okay.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Great. I don't want to spoil it for Adam, I'm assuming.
My favorite version of Dune is the Jodorowsky version.
Oh, you mean the documentary because it never happened?
Yeah.
So are you going to watch the encore when it comes out?
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When I saw that news, I got really excited.
Oh, is that
I'm a
your
big
bag?
Mobius fan.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just, how annoying is it seeing his name in none of these headlines? They're like, Jodorowsky's at it. I'm like, excuse me, what?
Yeah.
Who?
Without Mobius. I think Silver Surfer Parable is like one of my favorite comics of all time.
Yeah, that's a good
Nice.
one.
Yeah, hell yeah. Aubrey, sorry to like throw us all
you're
around,
good.
but is there anything you're like reading or watching, or you look like you got some cool nerdy shit around you? That I
Oh
wanna ask about?
yeah, my whole office is full of cool nerdy shit. Obviously, what if? Like I cosplay, and we're gonna do that. My husband does Captain America.
Yeah.
So
Nice. That's so
that's coming
cute.
eventually when we actually get to go to a con again.
Nice.
But so I reviewed for Soda and Telepath the first issue of the Deadly Bouquet. I'm forgetting. I
Ooh.
think the creator's name is Erica Schultz. I have the Kickstarter. I need to read it because I just got the digital copy. I'm excited for that. Like the art's gorgeous and it's
Hell yeah.
right up my alley. So, and then I've been watching The Foundation, and it's really good.
Ooh.
It's on Apple TV.
The
If
Asimov
you like,
one?
yeah,
The Asimov?
y-
Yeah.
yep.
I haven't
if
seen
you
it. I've heard good things.
If you like Battlestar Galactica, I think you'll dig this. It's got very similar vibes. So
Oh, you mean the Mormon propaganda sci-fi show?
I'm actually an ex-Mormon. That's so funny.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I actually love Battlestar Galactica,
Me
and
too.
I also love
Me too.
I've been watching it because of G. And the soundtrack is by I think Bear McCreary, who also does the soundtrack for the latest God of War game, which is like my favorite game of all
He
time.
does The Foundation too. Like
Wow!
yeah, that's part of the reason why the vibes are very similar. So
I
Hell
thought
yeah,
you were
hell
fan
yeah.
of Mormons. I thought you were gonna backput on that. I love Mormons. I love.
I do love a lot of Mormons.
do
A lot of my
love
family
Mormons.
still is.
Yeah.
I'm just not anymore.
Nice.
Can
Cool.
relate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because Robo, for anyone that doesn't know, is ex-Catholic. Should I say?
No, I'm ex-Christian, but I'm an
Ex-Christian.
atheist with plenty of family who aren't that I still love. So I really.
Okay. I'm so sorry. That's how I would describe it because that's how he would describe it.
Atheism is my personality, by the way. I don't have anything else besides that, and hardcore. Atheism and hardcore. That's it.
Look, at least you have that and not hatred. Like that's fine. You can have two things. Yeah. Matthew, what you reading? What you doing? What you drawing? What's happening?
Well, I've been going through. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about Eastern comic books, but I've been going through One Piece again.
Nice.
Now that they're like over 1,000 chapters in, and it's been a wild ride.
Will you finish that?
Before you die,
if I live long enough, yeah.
Sweet.
The creator did say there's about 5 years left. But he also said that 5 years ago too. So
Wow.
I've never heard anybody, not one. So I'm like recently into manga and trying to like read some stuff, and I'm almost done with Shippuden. And every time I'm like, wait, should I start One Piece? And it's like the world at once all screams no at the same time. And I'm like,
That's a huge mistake.
I
Why do
think
people
it's a
say that?
fantastic series.
Nice.
so long. That's really the reason because it's so fucking long.
It's
Nobody
it's long and it's deceptively dense. It starts out very lighthearted and simple, and then you're at volume 9 and crying while reading in the dark.
Wow.
Wow.
Really?
That's actually how I would describe Robo as deceptively dense.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the time.
And I cry in the dark a lot. So yeah.
Perfect. Adam, what you up to? What are you doing? Are you like super into films still? Do you watch a lot of films?
Yeah. Like I try to, when I can, go to the cinema as often as possible.
Did you see Eternals yet?
Yes, did say that.
What you think?
Pacing's a little off. I enjoyed it otherwise, but it just went, this could have been better as a series, maybe?
Yeah,
there's some
it was a
stuff where I'm
weird
like, I wish we
choice.
spent more time here.
Maybe, yeah.
And a little less there. Like, it's just a little bit like, okay.
And also, no one warned me it was 3 hours long.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize. I planned, I was like, oh, I'll go in, and then it'll come out this time and go get food, and then I'm coming out, I'm like, oh, wow.
I refuse to pee, like, when I'm in the theater, like, or, obviously, but I refuse to leave the theater to pee. So, like, at a certain point, like, I have to make a decision of, like, I guess I'm going to be miserable for like, the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. Do I keep drinking?
Yeah.
Or...
Versus
I can't
me,
stop.
I'll just pee in the theater. So, you know.
I could just be. If I was alone in the theater and I had a big enough bottle, then, yeah, I probably would.
Wow, please don't admit that on live stream.
I'm okay with it. I'll take the
sorry,
flag.
Adam, to interrupt you. What are you doing?
But yeah, like my comic to read pile is so horrifically bad that I basically let it claim my bedroom at this point. I'm just like, I've fallen so far behind where I just like hit a point where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get to these, but I'm not feeling the mood to read. And then I had to keep buying. But I had to go to the bookshop to buy my niece, who's won like some birthday presents for September.
Happy birthday.
So I managed to get those. So I got her a few things. I'm just like Mac of the Alpaca and Neil Gaiman's Pirate Stew. And what was the other one? Helga, the comic Helga.
Wow, way to like set the bar super high.
Yeah. I was like, didn't get in there. And while I was like looking, I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, they have the Animals graphic novel book 1.
Oh,
I'm like, this was my first fandom. I need it.
I love Animals so much. I love Animals. I literally had G and I in the mod chat last night. We're like, just like it took me right back to I think I was like 9 when it started on television, and it so captures the curiosity and adventurous spirit of teenagers and teaches you about fucking animals in a cool way. And I thought that was I love educational entertainment. I know that's so lame. But like June's the same, right? It teaches you a whole bunch about ecology and stuff. Like that's part of the reason that I like it.
It's so much in it, like when you break it down. Like even like the first book, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this being kind of lightish, and then it's like, oh yeah, like a bunch of people burned to death at the end of this. Like, this is pretty heavy straight on. And like, I got
by the way, we
into
do have a June book club on this channel. If anyone wants to watch that, it's there. We did it. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, it's just like there's a weird thing where when I was young, I pretended I couldn't read for years, and for no idea why, but I probably because I got special attention, I got taken out of class, put in a special class to learn how to read, and they give me books, and I just sit there, not look at them. It's just like I can do this.
Yeah.
My brother caught me out on a trip to Victoria. I went in a public bathroom and started asking him about the graffiti on the walls, and he told my parents. And they forced me to buy a book, and I liked animals, and I'm like, oh, animals. So there was like 6 at the time, and I was like, I'm going to read this. And I'm just like, yeah, looking back now, I'm like, my parents had no idea what I was reading. Like, they just went, all right, he's doing something.
You might not be where you are today without animals. That's crazy.
I really like put it as like what set my basis for everything. Like
the foundation of your life is animals.
Yeah.
That's a good foundation, though.
I have kids and I'm trying to imagine like having a kid is like my 5-6-year-old still can't read. Like, who knows? They can grow up to be a writer. I'm like, I'm sure.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
In a nutshell, what's Animorphs about? Because I've only seen the covers.
Okay,
and it's like a kid turning into a giraffe.
Yeah.
Adam,
it's all about that teenage girl that turns into that.
So there are this group of teenagers sees an alien ship land on Earth, and so they go to see what it is, and they find, is it Yerks are they called from memory? Yeah. And they are like these slugs that crawl into people's ears and possess them, and so like they're essentially seeing their loved ones, some of their loved ones possessed, and teachers I think at the time, and they realize there's like an artifact, and is it calling to them or something? I can't remember how they all end up touching it. They all end up touching.
Yeah, they find a dying alien who gives it to them as like, we messed up. This is your chance to do better.
Yeah. So they all put their fucking hands on this cube, and then they get this power to. Is it the last animal they touch or the last animal they
Yeah, they can like touch them and like absorb the genetic memory,
and so they can then shapeshift into that animal once they've had that genetic exchange.
But still have a human brain.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's an animal brain as well.
So organic transformers,
yeah.
and they do this in order to yerk off, so to speak.
Nice. There's a catch though, right? They can only shapeshift for a certain amount of time, or they get trapped.
2 hours.
2 hours, or they get trapped in that form.
Sorry,
the covers are very memorable.
I do remember those at like the Scholastic Book Fair.
This is not funny. This cover's not funny. That. This is like this is a dramatic,
horrifying,
exciting.
Well,
she looks
it's
so
horrific in the
to be a
books.
mouse.
Yeah.
That is a child's nightmare. Is what that is right there. That is nightmare fuel.
It gets worse, because in the book it's like, you can hear the bones crunching and reforming and things liquefying, and they just
does it hurt?
Right here.
Yeah.
I've been making fun of this for 20 years. And
wow.
This is horrible. This is horrific. Yeah.
It's really good sci-fi in my opinion, and I like it because it's so hopeful. Like all of them are trying, no matter what odds they have against them. Like Tobias gets stuck as a bird, and because he can still telepathically communicate with them, he's missing out on his teenage life because he's stuck as a fucking bird because he stayed over the 2-hour limit, and he has to deal with that. And the rest of them feel guilty because they're like still taking him on missions as animals and stuff, but they're like, oh, we got to change back to humans now and go to school. Sorry, Tobias. See you tomorrow. Like it's just
sucks to be Tobias.
It is.
Sucks to be Tobias.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It is
what do you think, Adam?
It's like. It's so weird. Like I probably didn't think of it at the time when I was reading it as a kid. Like, oh yeah, they turn animals. That's cool. They fight aliens. That's cool. But then going back through, like there is discussions about like cannibalism. Is torture ever okay? And they talk about it multiple times. They're like, do it once, where they're like, no, we're not going to torture. Then it comes up again. They're like, oh, maybe we should torture this time. And then like at one point they recruit disabled children into their army because they're like, we need more people, and disabled kids would probably go for this. And then there's a whole moral discussion about whether that's okay. Like it's insane how far
I'm
it goes.
enchanted by the concept and fascinated with the story.
I'm gonna need a dark and gritty Snack Cider version of this in the movie.
Yes.
That's 4 hours.
There we go. There we go.
Needed 4 hours.
Literally dark. Literally.
See,
dark.
I want a John McTiernan version with 90s action catchphrases like, "What's up, Anna motherfuckers?" Like,
Please don't let Judah make it. Like my heart can't take it. Shit.
All right.
Okay, Miracle Man. I know you'll have comics to show, right? Are you still there? Did you fall asleep?
I am here. What are you implying? I'm old and fall asleep
yes,
easily?
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. Thank
Good
you.
at-
I'm
good-
I'm
good
glad you
point.
could.
Eternals, by the way.
Good point.
Mhm.
I do have what's an Eternals? I do have some comics. Not a lot. I don't really get into this whole comics thing.
Comic book.
But I'll show you a couple.
Am I right?
So I got this one this week. I showed it on the Not Near Mint show, which, by the way, is every Wednesday night on the Not Near Mint channel at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Fucking amazing.
Right, smooth, wasn't it? For those of you who don't know, this character on the front is a Warp Smith. The Warp Smith were in an eternal war with the Quiz. These are both characters
These aren't
that
real words. You're just making up words.
they are to
I
an
guess we'll
English
look it up.
chaos magician, the same one that wrote Miracle Man, because these are characters from the Miracle Man story.
Sweet.
This book is from Atomica Press. It came out in I want to say 99, something like that. But here's why, if you find this book, you want to pick it up. Let's look at this creator list on the back.
Ooh, BWS. That's
Yeah.
my jam.
Alan Moore, Gary Leach, John Bolton, Dave
This is
Giddens, Ted
stacked.
McKeever, Brian Boland,
Boland.
Hey, Brian Boland.
Bill
Yeah.
Sienkiewicz,
Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman, Dave McKean. You got some
Wow.
Glenn Fabry, you got some Bob Burden, you got some Pete Milligan. Guys,
That
this
might
is
be the most stacked comic I've ever seen.
Tom
It is a-
Frame. Tom Frame's in there.
it is a cornucopia.
I
Tom
don't know.
Frame.
I don't
It
know.
is. I don't know who he is either. He is a cornucopia of comic greatness in this book.
Wow.
It might actually also have one of the greatest. It's
Peter
not
Rabbit.
really Superman stories ever made.
Oh.
Highly recommended if you find it. It's great. It's fantastic. It's a black and white. Okay. It was $10 when it came out. All right, which was real pricey at the time.
Who would pay that?
Oh my god.
I paid $1, but that's me. You know me.
Very nice.
And how much have you paid for your entire comic collection?
We're not going to go into that. I read something I've had for a few years here. You know, everybody talks about the deconstruction era of the 80s and 90s, right? When
Like
they deconstructed
Watchmen and all that
Watchmen,
stuff.
Dark
Yeah.
Knight Returns.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of
What if
stories that get
superheroes were really sad? Is that
right.
it?
Basically, that's the premise. But you know, no, there's one title and there's one creator that gets missed a lot when you talk about the deconstruction era, and his name
Yeah.
is Rick Veitch.
Ah, classic Veitch. I don't know who that is. Tell me.
So this is Brat Pack, and essentially Rick Veitch does for the Rick Veitch does for the sidekick generation of superheroes what Alan did for your modern heroes, and Frank Miller did for your adult heroes, and this essentially follows the story of 4 sidekicks. They die in the very beginning of the story, and they have to, and the 4 heroes of this world have to recruit 4 new sidekicks, and they essentially set them up for just to not have a choice but to become superheroes. We'll put it that way.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where can I buy those boots?
I don't know. They are hot though, aren't they?
That's so great.
They did these in regular issues. This was published with Veitch's own imprint, King Hell Press. Quite a pull quote on the back here from Mr. Gaiman.
Oh wow.
Bissett. This is a really. Unless I'm gonna tell you right now, it is a story not for the faint of heart. So if you're gonna give it a try,
Sold.
I love
Go
it.
be a real cowboy, a real brat.
I love it. It has a Robin. It has a Wonder Girl. It
I like
has
how the boots dressed like a Ninja Turtle, kind of.
yes, kind of, sort of. Basically, think of this as a real world adult version of the Teen Titans.
Oh,
Okay.
It's gonna slay me.
And this
Figure out why boots need a face mask. What is-
this is
Why does the boot need a mask?
yeah.
This is
It's so no one can know who he is.
This is also tied into the Maxi Mortal universe. Rick Veitch wrote a story called Maxi Mortal, which was essentially a real-world version of the Siegel and Schuster story and how they were screwed by DC Comics. So I highly recommend it. It's really great. Both Brat Pack and Maxi Mortal, they had a crossover too. Next up, we have a book here that's little risque. It's called The Pervert.
Which publisher are we talking for this title?
Image Publishers.
Image. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I have read it because I remember that cover with the like bong and stuff on it, and it's obviously really like distinct style.
Yes.
It reminds me of like I'm trying to remember the artist from
Clifford?
Graphics.
Yes, it is indeed Clifford,
Clifford's
the big red dog, who is the doctor.
Is he a pervert? Or...
No, this story is about a trans sex worker.
Wait, wrong one.
Wrong one. And the author Michelle Perez. This is autobiographical to her life. So
This
it's
is
a very
super
unique
serious
story.
what you're saying right now, though. But I just want to.
What'd you say?
This is actually a serious story, and there's like
With the Animorphs picture,
like,
man.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Can you imagine the writer? Like, I poured my soul into this.
Oh,
Right.
okay,
Oh.
wait.
This is good. This is good shit, right?
I need to
This is
jump
good shit.
in on this because I made Miracle Man buy this. I'm gonna say.
I mean,
And,
she kind of did.
yeah, let's say I influenced that decision,
Yes.
and
Twisted his arm.
because I love I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, but this creator tweeted us and was like that there's like it ends at the end of an aisle, and then it's like 20 issues, sorry 20 volumes, and he's only just working on volume 8, and it's really great. It's so good. It's about this redhead in the front. She's like, I want a dom, and so she meets this brunette on the back, and then they fall in love after they start like fucking each other, and it's really romantic, and it's great.
Isn't there like demons? Isn't there some like supernatural shit too in this?
No.
Nah.
No, that the artist did another book that there's demons, and it looks very similar, but obviously the artist is very distinct. It's a very erotic book, bondage and discipline throughout, sex acts throughout, nudity throughout. I will say this: this artist knows how to draw a well-trimmed area, as you see it several times.
Oh, you're talking about the bangs? Yeah, bangs are
The bangs,
the
yeah,
bangs.
the bangs
Very
look
well
great.
done.
Yes, clearly a hairdresser in a previous life. I
He
gave
does
Go back.
also the-
I just want to make one observation. Go back. So that haircut of the one in the background
The
Yes.
dom, yep.
yes.
looks great in there, but if you took that haircut and put it on like a different kind of person, it's a Karen. It's like a pure Karen haircut. Like it's just amazing how like the facial context determines whether it's a Karen cut or like not a Karen cut.
Or is that just?
I don't think that's a bob. That's long hair all the way around.
It
Is
is
it?
long, yeah, and it's bangs
Oh.
in the front. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all.
That artist also did Harleen. If anyone has read that, yeah.
Yes. I just gave this a reread recently. This is Clone. The art's by Juan Jose Rip, who is just if you don't know Rip's artwork,
Did a great rye.
everything he's done. He did a shit ton of stuff for Avatar and Boundless,
lot of
Valiant, a fantastic artist. Did some of my favorite books. Did a book called, which I'll have to share with you sometime, called Black Summer. And this is literally about a clone. There's a whole bunch of them running around the world. He's a phenomenal artist. This is a great story. It came out a few years ago, and I think it stopped around issue 18. I don't know if it ever actually finished, but it's fantastic. I really recommend it. Last but not least, I reread this recently because I really wanted some of this artist's work, and I haven't seen anything from him in a while, which I'm really bummed out about. I love this artist. I actually met him at a con, had him autograph one of these issues. And he does other books, but I don't think he does comics.
Rob Liefeld.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Here we have Judge Dredd, Mega City 2.
Fuck yeah.
Ulysses Farinas is the artist I'm referencing. Take a look at the detail
What a
in this
name
art.
for starters.
If you were to make a dirty limerick out of his name, what would it sound like?
I. We're not playing that game, but I. So one of the things that Farinas is well known for
Once was a
is. Go ahead,
Don't
go
you dare! Don't you dare encourage him. No.
ahead. Very unique
we
covers.
have guests.
Farinas
Behave.
didn't do all these, but I had Ulysses sign this last cover for the final issue of this miniseries, and when you see it, you're going to know exactly what he's well known for in the artist world. Look at that cover.
Wow, that's a lot of detail.
Where's
So-
Wally?
That artist hates their life.
So Ulysses Farinas is well known for this type of detail. Look him up on online. He did a piece called Moss Eisley, which is the dopest.
Oh, I'm familiar with that piece.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's a
isn't
great
it?
one.
Great piece. Same artist does all kinds of hodgepodge, mishmash, highly detailed pieces like that. He did a Godzilla versus G.I. Joe. He did a Transformers
How many
against the
pockets?
Avengers.
How many pockets did he draw with the G.I. Joe stuff? Was
I
it-
mean, every G.I. Joe has like 30 pouches. I mean, it's just that's. The boys are in the military. Don't all of your uniforms have like 30 pouches on them?
Yo,
when you
my
go to
pouches have pouches, man.
war? Right.
We heard you like pouches.
Right. You know, you need to cram all the ammunition in and your K rations and your
Snacks.
Snickers bars and
Right, Snickers.
Rolos.
Random
right.
receipts. Yep.
I'll be honest with you. If I was in a foxhole and the dude next to me pulled out Rolos, I'd be like, I got on the right fucking foxhole. I'll tell you that much.
You're
right now.
goddamn right. Save your life in combat, you know.
It's called a defensive fighting position.
So honestly, guys, if you ever see this artist's name, I cannot recommend him enough. He's phenomenal. He's just definitely somebody that I want to see more of. Right here is his autograph. I saw him at the tiniest not the tiniest, but like the third tiniest con I've ever been at in Utica, New York. I traveled up there one time, and they had this tiny little con at the community college. And
Hey, it's not about the size of the con. It's what you
it's
do
how
with
you
the
use
con.
it that matters. But he does stuff like that, and then he does these amazing, these
wow.
map views, these side views where they cut out the,
Wow.
he's just a great artist, and I don't know why we don't get any more from him, any more comic work. I guess it's like they say in comics, it's either feast or famine, right?
Mhm.
So,
It's
heard that.
flooding or it's a desert.
right, and that's really the only two. There's never a nice steady stream of work where you can have a solid life.
No, because why would you want consistency and stability? Why did you
Right.
pick that career?
Right.
I heard that book is really woke.
That's true because that is the writer. But you know what? I want to just pull up a piece here real quick, so that
Judah,
you guys can pop it up here.
we need some kind of gold star system, and once you hit 5,
Here we go.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on! I can't bring that one up.
it's making me laugh too hard. I've got to keep my shit together. You made me host today.
I just want to show you this Moss Eisley, but of course the link I chose didn't work.
I do want to see the Moss Eisley.
It is amazing.
I got to get hyped for Book of Boba Fett.
I'm seeing it in my mind right now. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I can
Hold
see
on.
it too.
I'm imagining.
Hold on.
He's
I
telepathically.
put it in the chat right now. I just put it in the chat. There you go.
Oh,
There you
great.
go.
All right, in the chat. I got it.
Let's entertain. I'll put my camera on and we'll entertain. This is a bit where
He does have a book called Where's the Wookiee? Where it's it's like Where's Waldo, but it's with a Wookiee.
That does look
It's
Mobius-ish.
Where's Wally?
Found it.
Right?
Found it.
Right?
Fuck it.
Well, in this
Oh,
one,
wow.
I got it.
but you'll see you have the away team from Star Trek. In the top right, I believe you have Batman, or maybe in the top left. The
What?
Fett is there. Yeah, Batman's in this.
Oh,
The
wow.
piece, right here. The blue. Do you see the blue lightsaber to the left?
I see.
That's Batman.
I see Doctor
Oh.
Doctor
Weird.
Who's in there.
Star Trek.
Yeah. Cardassians. You got Lando. I mean, he always puts these
Who.
little.
Cardassians in here?
Where's Momo Naden? It's not a Star Wars picture without Momo Naden.
I don't know. Han is there with Bib Fortuna on the right, and Han and Leia on the left of the engine. You know, just so much. Every time you look at this piece, I guarantee you're going to find more stuff.
Hold on. Can we pause for a second? Where's Batman again?
On
Look
the
to the
top,
left.
on the roof.
On the roof.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
There he is. Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
And this is his style. Tons of detail, and you'll look through it, and you'll be like, "Oh, look, there's this character that has nothing to do with this IP." He's just fantastic. He's just great.
You were born into Star Wars.
And that's it. That's all the comics I'm going to be showing tonight.
Well, I was just gonna say 5-minute call, but you fucking nailed it right on time. All right.
Here's the thing, though. He could keep going. That's what she said.
Hey, or he, or they, you know.
Very true.
Zing.
That's true. Them.
I just want to throw it around the panel real quick. Let's start with Adam this time. Adam, I just want to see if you got anything upcoming, anything you want to talk about that we didn't touch on today. Promote.
Not really. I mean, I've got a stupid little YouTube channel where me and a friend make dumb, horrible food. We just did a Coca-Cola salad.
What's it called?
Is it good?
Glitching in the kitchen.
What? Bitching in the kitchen?
Glitching.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
How was the Coca-Cola salad?
It was surprisingly good. Like, it's literally just boiled Coca-Cola, orange jelly, nuts, and cream cheese. And then it separates when you set it. And
that sounds
repulsive. I'm not a big fan
of
nuts,
but I would like to try it.
It's surprisingly better than expected.
Wow.
But yeah, basically I go
I
through and
you.
find...
But I'll try it.
Fair. I just go through, find weird stuff or like weird challenges for stuff. But yeah, we're trying to make it better.
Oh, that's really fun. Any stuff that you're writing that you want people to know about, or
stuff I'm writing? Nothing that's coming out at the moment. I've got one thing I'm working with a New Zealand artist, Noah Holton, that I'm not sure what we're going to do with yet. It's just a little 6-page thing. So we're going to try and do something with that at some point.
Nice.
Hey, there it is.
Oh shit! I was wondering what the noise was.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, it's always me. Sorry.
It's always me. Yeah, that looks great. Thank you so much for being on the show today, by the way. Matthew.
Yes.
How often are you drawing? Are you drawing every day? Like, what's happening in your life?
Every I was drawing before we got on here working on a commission.
You're like, the whole time I was on this show, I made
If I had enough desk space. No.
That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what are you working on? Sorry to interrupt you.
I'm on the reason why I'm reading One Piece is because I'm on a book club podcast called Piecemeal, where me and a bunch of other cartoonists and artists talk about One Piece as we read it.
Nice.
I also have a comic I did. That's partly why Anthony reached out to me, called DSE Ray. It's on Comixology. There's no physical version, but it's only digital. Working on issue 2 now. It's a silent comic, post-apocalyptic. Yeah, that's the podcast.
Woo!
It's a silent comic in so much that there's no words. It's purely illustrative.
That's awesome.
That sounds really intense.
Yeah.
To make.
Makes me think of Hedra from like last year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like when I first started like getting into drawing comics, there was a phrase I would hear all the time of, if you need the words to understand the story, then you didn't do your job as the artist. And so I took that literally and tried to tell a story without words.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Well, so by the way, before we head over to Aubrey, all the socials are in the description. I think all the Kickstarter at least is in the description. So check those links out. Aubrey, what are you working on?
So it's not, we don't have a title yet. We're working on a title, but a bunch of Scott Snyder's doing his class thing, and a bunch of the students from that have banded together, and I'm story editing a bunch of their stories that we're going to put into an anthology. So that's what I'm working. I don't like, it's still kind of under wraps, but it's really,
that's awesome.
I'm so impressed. We have newbies and people who have written comics before, and it's so fun to work with people that are really passionate.
So in his Substack class, the product that you guys come out with, you guys are going to publish?
So it's not even. It's just a bunch of them banded together, and we're like, we want to make an anthology.
Right.
And they just the initial editors just reached out to a bunch of other people in the class and were like, hey, do you want to? If you'll pay for your art, we'll put the anthology together. And when
That's
they came to
awesome.
me, I was like, I want to edit. So because I like editing. That's one of my passions is helping people tell their stories and getting them to shine. So
That's dope.
His
kinda
current
how-
oh, sorry.
I was gonna say that's kind of how we met. We were all in the
all
Gail
three of
Simone
us.
comics class.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how this project came
Oh.
to be too.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's
So
Scott-
do more projects like that. Do more, workshops like
Mhm.
that. I guess is the advice, so you can collaborate with more people.
Yeah.
Sorry, Judo, you had a question.
Oh no, it wasn't really a question. It was just Scott Snyder's got a current thing going on Comixology called like We Are Demons or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's
Yep.
2 issues deep and it's really, really good. Just put it
I'm
out
just going to give us a quick shameless plug because Aubrey's talking about editing, and we've had Heather Antos on the show before, and talking to an editor about editing when you're a comics fan is fascinating. So I would love to talk to you, Aubrey, further about editing if you ever want to have that
Yeah.
conversation, because it's such a unique, like, I guess you could say that about any person that's working on a comic book, right? Like the artist is going to see it so differently to the writer, to the colorer, to the letterist. The editors oversee all of that, and it's really weird. It's such a weird position to be in because they're like, everyone's so different in how they create and the stories they want to tell. Yeah, it's really, really fascinating, especially when you're talking about, like you said, you've got like rookies and veterans.
Yeah.
And
I'm really new to it, so like it's something I'm still diving into. This will be like my first thing I'm really named on, but I've given like feedback to everybody, and a lot of my feedback was you have too much dialogue in this panel. Like cut it
Ooh.
down, because you gotta just watch for it. Because like as writers, we don't think about that. We just type it out and like over and over again. I'm sure they were sick of it.
And John
So.
Higgins like, huh. No.
Challenge accepted.
Not enough words.
You haven't seen. Yeah.
Right? Michael Bendis would be like, no, I think we need more.
Yeah.
Okay, Miracle. Did I hand it to you already? Did you do your plug? Do you wanna...
I didn't do a plug now, but I did it when I started doing showing off my comics. But come on
Do you
over
wanna-
to see me on the Not
Yeah.
Near Mint show Wednesday
get to.
nights at 10 o'clock with Rob Wurst, Lady Fantastic, Comics on the Mind, Ace, occasionally the lovely Respawn, and occasionally my good friend Whack Comics. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every new comic book day. The inventor of the takeable penis segment on Whack. And I'm banned.
Cut
Oh,
the segment.
he's getting booted off
Cut
the
the
show.
segment. All right.
Are
Anyway,
we done? Is that what's so funny?
I don't know. I don't know what's funny.
The appropriator of the takeable penis segment.
Thank you.
Hold on. Looking up.
He's got a new section coming out called Dick House.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
God, if I see you guys start flipping out over there on Whack Comics about Dick House, there's gonna be.
I went and fetched a better Dick
there it
House
is.
picture.
Okay, hang on. Let me make you big. 1 second. Hold up. How do I
So
do this
while
one?
we're
We're gonna make you big so you can show your Dick House picture.
Jesus.
so while Miracle Man was showing us Boodle Angelo, I went and fetched this, and as you can
Nice.
see, there it is. Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
dick.
Just in,
Yeah.
Look at it.
You can't really like.
Look at
You
this
see that
distinguished
and like, why are
gentleman.
they calling it Dick House? That's not a good Dick House picture. It's an
That's
arrow.
there's
really not
more.
a great one.
So a funny
more.
story about how I got these, by the way, is I was bidding on them on eBay,
Oh,
and
yeah.
someone outbid me at the last moment,
Yeah.
and that someone
Oh.
was Robo, and then
Yeah.
I got these in the mail. Anyway.
I was in the chat. He was live and he was like sharing, like, yeah, I think I'm gonna win. And I'm like, snipe. And he was so upset. He was like,
I was
and
so mad.
They were past it already. They were past the subject. But I saw him keep looking at his phone, and it was Danny who was talking. And all of a sudden, as Danny's talking about something unrelated, I hear him go, "Fuck!"
Ah.
But I had mailed it out to him, so.
So that's my favorite kind of prank because it ends in me getting comics. So it all.
Yeah, I was just
prank.
gonna say that is the
Prank.
best kind of prank. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the eBay like seller got more money out of it too. So I'm okay with all of these.
Make me go away. Yeah.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
entirely?
No. Whoa!
we both
Why am I
click it?
back?
Robo, do you want to click so I don't
I
click
didn't
on?
I didn't click anything.
All right, I'm gonna click it.
I just
Nah, I'm the expert
Why
again.
would you do this?
I did not do this.
Are you gonna show the takeable penis thing?
Yeah,
to
I
explain
sure as fuck am.
Okay, this is what
Yep.
we're gonna
Yeah.
end out on. This is the last clip of the show.
and shame on
Thank
Whack.
you. Shame on Whack for stealing our content.
The dark side. I'm sure.
Hold on. See, here's the thing. I'm not so much as mad at
Play the clip.
I feel like they didn't know.
Oh, hey, where do you think you got it from?
You know, I'm just like, you could have said
We invite you into our house.
into our home,
Yeah.
feed you our food. All right.
Poor Adam, Matt, and Aubrey. They're like, we came on this fucking show to talk about our. They're playing clips about takeable penises.
Like
What the
Galactus,
fuck?
Thanos, and Darkseid. I'm sure she won't get jealous.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Thanos.
Yeah, fuck
Kill
Thanos.
Darkseid
Yeah.
and
Wait, kill
marry
Darkseid?
Galactus.
Yeah,
Hell
100%.
Kill
Yeah, that's
Darkseid.
like- that's
Fuck
an easy one.
Thanos. Kill Darkseid. Fuck Thanos. Marry Galactus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm
honey.
betting we're rolling the dice that Thanos has a takeable penis because the other two are definitely killing you. in that
takeable
interaction.
penis.
Yeah. I mean, like if that shit's if that's like 48 inches, and you're dead either way. So I'm like,
Galactus is a new definition to
I
the
like-
term size queen. That's all I'm saying.
I enjoy long walks on
It's
the
like,
beach. I have a
oh,
very
Jesus Christ.
takeable
And-
penis.
I wasn't ready to do this, but my next book is actually called Takeable Penis.
Nice.
Coming to Kickstarter in 6
Hopefully
weeks.
that gives you all some context.
Mhm.
Very helpful. Very
The,
helpful.
con-
Great,
the
great.
context of what show never to appear on again.
That's right. Thank you so much for being here. We're so sorry that you'll never come back. We'd love to have you back anytime. Thank you
The human anus can fit now.
yeah.
Christ.
No, wait, keep going. I was
Yeah, no,
interested.
what?
Robo Judah, do you want to do any sign off before
No,
we
yeah,
finish?
I'll sign
Just
us off.
one.
Oh, well, I'll do the real sign up. You go ahead.
There once was a man named
Oh,
Ladinus.
for
All right.
fuck's sake.
He had a very takeable.
Yeah, we have the link in the deal. Do your stuff. Go out, back this project. It's gonna be dope. There's a hardcover. Ladies and gentlemen and MBs, that is the end of our show. We're gonna do a fake goodbye. The audience doesn't know about this part. I'm gonna say goodbye, but stick in the room because we'll say goodbye. Ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, that is the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna talk slower so I can get my time ready to click this button. See you next time every Friday at 10 o'clock.
What's up, friendly neighborhood nerds? If you want to hear interviews from industry pros, get first looks, and have access to endless comic content, wake up. Please wake up. You're in a coma. Your mother misses you.